This is the Insta360 X5, and it doesn't seem that long ago since we were talking about the X4, but there's been some really great updates with this little camera. And in this video, I'm actually going to be talking more about its video capabilities. As before, I've talked about how great these cameras are for virtual tours, but I think these could be a great option for real estate agents to shoot on their own and create social media content. Or even if you're a photographer like myself, you could start creating some great content for real estate for social media. So let's jump into having a look at some of these specs that have been updated on this great little camera. So the tagline for the X5 is all day, all night, all angles. All day is that it's got an increased battery life, so it's 185 minutes now of continuous shooting you get. Then obviously all angles is the fact that it's 360, so you can capture everything. But the one that we as real estate photographers and real estate agents are going to be bothered about the most is that all night. That's because it works great in low light now. That was one of the issues really of trying to use one of these cameras to shoot real estate in with before, because they weren't that great in low light. So you weren't going to get that great image quality when shooting real estate. But now it's got a 1/1.28 inch sensor, and that's a 144% increase on the X4 sensor size. So what you get with a larger sensor is better low light capabilities. And on top of that, you've got a triple AI chip in there now, which also helps to make it great in low light. One of the other great things about this camera is the active HDR. And when you shoot in property, one of the hardest shots to get is going from like inside to outside, or just going from like light to dark scenarios. But this copes with it really well. Like now I'm in really, really bright sunshine, and I'll just take a walk over here and I'll come under the sunshade and I'm in the dark. But as you can see, everything behind me is still pretty well exposed and you can still see me. So I'll just step out again and you'll see how quickly it handles that. It's absolutely brilliant. And like I say, today is a day where it's really bright, and so there's lots of different shadows and highlights. So it handles that dynamic range really, really well. So I'll just give you another example now of the dynamic range of this camera and the active HDR, which shoots up to 5.7K, I think I'm right. So you can see behind me the sun really bright behind me. And then if I just walk over here, I'll go through into the shade here, into this little bar area. Like, it really is a beautiful house, this, as you can see in the background there. It picks me up, you can see everything in the background pretty well. Just squeeze along here and then back out into the sunshine, and it's just picked me up really well again. Another couple of features which makes this little camera great for shooting in low light now are its pure video mode. And this is something we saw introduced on the Ace Pro 2 camera, and it's a camera that I got and I've talked about on this channel before, and it's fantastic. And I do use it for shooting real estate at sort of like mid-range properties. And this gets it too, and you can shoot pure video mode up to 30 frames per second, which is a bit of a shame because on the Ace Pro 2 you can shoot up to 50 or 60 frames per second in pure video mode. But if you're shooting as a real estate agent on your own, walking through a property, talking to the camera, then you're not going to be wanting to go any more above than like 24, 25 or 30 frames per second, because you're not going to want to slow it down. The only reason you'd want to shoot at the higher frame rates is if you want to slow it down. But like I say, if you're filming yourself as a real estate agent, like 30 frames per second is going to be fine, and you can still even speed up through the property if you want to. So let's just take a look at some examples I've shot walking around properties with this camera, going inside and out, so you can see how well it adapts to the different lighting and also just see the general quality of the video. So now I'm going to magically transform into an estate agent. I'm going to show you the sort of video that you might be able to create if you are an estate agent and want to use the X5 or 360 camera to create some content, or maybe a video for Zillow or Rightmove here in the UK. So if you just give me a moment now, I'm going to channel my innermost estate agent. Welcome to this beautiful 4-bedroom family home. As you can see here, it is presented beautifully throughout, and it has fantastic bifold doors which open onto a lovely sunny garden. If we swing round here, we're going to come through the entrance hall, which is fitted with fantastic solid wood flooring. Then we come through to the kitchen, and as you can see, it's a nice space for sitting with the family, perhaps entertaining friends, and it's got double doors which open out into the garden. And as you can see, it does catch the sun here. And then if we swing round, We can see it's a lovely looking home. So if you do want to view this home, please get in touch with me to arrange a viewing. As well as the fantastic low light capabilities that this camera gives you, you've also got upgraded sound quality. And that's great if you're shooting on your own as a real estate agent, as you don't really need to have any mics, because you can just use the sound recording on this. And it's also got a little windshield there now. So if you're filming outside and you want to record yourself, it's got great capabilities for sort of cancelling out some of the wind and some of the background noise. So let's just take a look at that now in practice. So all the audio you can hear now is coming straight out of the X5. There's a little bit of a breeze around, so hopefully that little wind guard on the camera is doing its job and you can hear me loud and clear. I've also got it out with the selfie stick, so again, hopefully you can hear me all right. The other great thing about the 360 cameras obviously is that you can reframe them. So you can be looking at my beautiful face and then we can swing around and have a look at my amazing house. I wish. If only, eh? Well, I've actually been treated by my lovely wife for my birthday to spend a little bit of time with myself at this lovely house spa. So I'm getting some downtime and I've decided to spend it speaking to you guys. Aren't you lucky, eh? There's also some great new features like Insta Frame. So if you are walking around the property and you want to film yourself, then you can just simply set this up and it will just lock onto you and it will frame you walking around the property. So you don't have to worry about doing all the reframing in 360, but it gives you that option as a flat video and also the 360 video. So you can always alter it in post if you need to. So I've now got the X5 set up on a monopod and I've got it on Insta Frame mode. This is a great new mode in this X5 camera and I've actually got it set on stealthy view. So it's just got like a little green box around my face now, just following me everywhere I go. But you can choose, well, whatever it is you want to track. Say if you're tracking a car or something, then you can just click on that and it's just going to follow it around for you. You don't have to worry about reframing it because it's going to record that like single shot mode where it's going to track whatever it is you're tracking, but it's also going to have a 360 file as backup. So it's great though if you are an estate agent, you're filming something like this on your own, you don't have anyone to sort of track you around. So you could be an agent and you could be saying something like, look at this beautiful kitchen with all the appliances, and then you can come around here and say, and look how it flows onto the garden trees, lovely double doors. So as you can see, it's just a great option to make that editing process just that bit easier because basically you don't have to do any reframing. One of the other great features of the X5 is that you're able to make use of the invisible selfie stick. So here I've got the stick with the X5 mounted on the end of it. What that means is you'll be able to hold it out in front of you, and then when you come to edit it, it actually looks like someone else is filming for you. So it's great if you're in a pinch and you are on your own and you're wanting to give people a guided tour around the property. You can walk around like this, but now as you can see, you can't see the selfie stick. So it actually looks like someone's filming for you. So it's just a great feature that you can make use of with the X5. As well as shooting with the 360 mode, there's also single lens mode, which you can shoot at 4K up to 60 frames per second. This is great if you just want to shoot sort of traditionally, maybe just shooting straight ahead, and then you can slow the footage down too. And it also means then you don't have to mess around with the 360 footage, sort of reframing it. But it's great just to have both options of that 360 footage or the single frame mode. One of the best new features of this camera now, and it's always been a bit of a bugbear with 360 cameras, is like if you scratch a lens, then you're pretty screwed. You've got to send the camera off, get it repaired, and that can just take ages, and then you're without a 360 camera. But this now has interchangeable lenses, and I've seen plenty of videos here on YouTube of people smashing these lenses and changing them, and I'm not sure I can bring myself to do that. They have sent me some lenses, so let's just take a look at how you change those lenses now. So I've just watched the little video tutorial that you can watch by scanning this little QR code here. So now I know everything there is to know about changing one of these lenses. So I've got all the gear laid out here. I've never done this before, so let's see how easy it is. I'm going to stick a timer on. Let's see how quickly we can do it. Let's go. Wish me luck. And there we have it. So just over 2 minutes, and that was pretty easy actually, considering it used to be the case that you'd have to send this away and wait like, I don't know, weeks to get this done. So it's great, you can just buy one of these kits now and there, it's done in about 2 minutes. So would I recommend this camera to shoot video of real estate with now? Well, yes, I would. And as at the start I said, like, I wouldn't have recommended previous cameras like this because the low light capabilities just weren't good enough. But now they've really improved that, and sort of the HDR on it is really good as well, how you can go inside to outside and it adapts really well. And we saw all this on the Ace Pro 2, so it's really good to see they're putting this into their 360 cameras now. So I do think it is a great little tool as a real estate agent to use, because it's great for social media content because you've just got that adaptability that you can reframe it. You can have it vertical or you can have it landscape. So it's got you covered for all your social media needs. So if you want to get yourself one of these great little cameras, they retail at the moment for about £520 here in the UK. So I assume it's probably roughly about the same in dollars. And if you want to get it, you can use the affiliate link below. And obviously that just helps me out a little bit with this channel. But I will be making more content about the X5 coming up soon. I'll be talking about the photography quality and how you can use it for doing virtual tours. So make sure you're hitting the like or subscribe button so you know when those videos are going to land. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you again soon.